So after buying the properties, the businesses, guns, melee weapons, all of the good stuff, you basically think you beat the game, right?
Nope.
This right here is the holy grail of Schedule 1, the 10 million net worth achievement. And I have just finally fucking got this thing. After countless hours of moving product from one location to another and personally selling. But how did I do it? Instead, let me just... Alrighty, enough of that shitty ass montage. But anyways, guys, yeah, so I'm using the warehouse to grow and dry, the barn to boil and bake, and then I'm using the bungalow to mix and press. So yeah, guys, this is probably the most efficient way to get $10 million, and I'm going to show you guys the exact setup that I did it with. So let's just hop right into the video. I also did want to point out that you guys have gotten me to 100 subscribers, currently 106 right now. From the bottom of my heart, this has been the most fun I've ever had on a platform. I really appreciate you guys, and I really hope you guys do enjoy this video. Alrighty guys, for the warehouse, we're gonna need 64 pots, 64 suspension racks, 64 lights, 14 drying racks, and 17 large racks. And so we're gonna start off by placing 2 large racks right here, and then we're gonna place 2 more smack dead center right in the middle, and then you're gonna want to go up 4 each. So there's your first 4, and there's your second 4. And then that's how you're going to start it off. And then you're going to come right here along these 2 racks. Make sure you have enough for you to walk through, and just place a rack right in front of your face. Come across 2 right here. Come another across 2 right here. And then so they can walk through. Place 1 right here, right there, right in the center. Place the other one right there, right in the center of this little like gazebo thingy. I don't know what the fuck to call it. And then place 2 more aligned with this rack. And then that'll be all your racks. And then you want to come to your drying racks. Oops. And you want to come to your drying racks and just place them. You only need to do 1 unit apart because they will be able to fit through there. And yeah, just place down all your drying racks. To be honest, I'm just going to place them down fast. Alrighty. And yeah, that would be all your drying racks. And now let's head over and grab the pots. Alrighty, so with your 64 pots, after you grab them, you're going to need to place 4 right over here, and it's going to be symmetrical, so it's just going to be the same exact thing for the other side. And then you're going to want to align it with the side rail of the steps with the first unit, and then you're going to want to do 4 over here, so 3 4. Come up to your second pot after your other 4, and then align it with this rack right here, so they'll still be able to walk through, and then do 6 right here. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then 2 more on this other side. And then we're just going to go repeat that on the other side. So it's just going to be a simple 1 2 3 4. Line it with the stair. 1 2 3 4. Line it with that second pot. 1 2 3 4 5 6. And then 2 more. And then that is like the whole first like main part of it. And then now like this back part, you're going to do 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. And 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Alrighty, and with these last few pots, you're gonna want to place 2 right here, and then you're gonna want to place another one right there, another one right there, and then another one right there, and then you're gonna want to come across right here, and then you're gonna want to do 5 like this, and then another 5 over here, and then that is all your pots, guys. So I'm not gonna show you the suspension racks or anything else or the lights. I will literally just go ahead and skip that for you guys because it should be pretty obvious on where all the lights and drying racks go. Alrighty guys, so after you do all that, it should be feeling a little bit crammed in here. You should have like your few just walk past, should be just a simple in and out walk path. The workers will be able to walk through a lot of other things that the normal player can't. And also to get to your stairs, it's going to be a jump crouch. I know it's not the most like desired thing to get upstairs and to get to your extra storages or beds or anything, but it's just what you're gonna have to do. Alrighty guys, before we go ahead and route the warehouse, I totally fucking forgot that we're gonna need 2 more drying racks. I'm not gonna go back and edit this video, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Alright, so after getting those 2 more drying racks, because I'm an idiot and forgot, we're gonna need to route all of our cocoa leaves and fertilizer to each pot. And to do that quickly and for all pot at one shot, just click alt left click and you'll be able to highlight every single pot, and then you can go around everywhere highlighting every single pot like I did. And then you can just press E, cocoa fertilizer, and then every 6 pots you're gonna get a rack. So this first batch of 6 right here, you're just gonna want to take it to the first storage rack, or not storage rack, drying rack you see, and you're just gonna want to do that for every 6 pots. I'm not gonna put that in the video just to minimize time, but yeah, just do that for every 6 pots. And now you're gonna want to do, for every 2 drying racks, you're gonna want to do a destination, which is gonna be these 8 racks. Just every 2 a rack, and make sure you're doing a different rack for every 2. And I'm just not gonna put this in the video just to minimize time, but yeah, just every 2 another rack. So I'll put this on the second one right here. But yeah, guys, very simple. And I'm just gonna go right into routing botanist. Alrighty, guys, so when you get your 10 botanists over to your warehouse, you're gonna need to grab your 2 farthest ones and just set them to 8 drying racks each, so 16 in total for these 2 botanists, and they will be doing nothing else, no supply rack or nothing. Your other 8 though, so these are going to be symmetrical to each other. These first 16 pots, these first 16 pots, which total up to 62, they're going to be symmetrical to each other. So basically your first 4 botanists, which I'm only going to show you 2, but your first 4, you're going to want to put this storage rack for 1 for these first 8 pots right here. So just make sure you're getting them all for these first 4. Boom, boom. Alrighty. And then, so that's your first botanist. And then for your second one, the other storage rack for these 8 right here is going to be right here. So then there's that storage rack for this 8. Boom, 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 boom. And then same exact for the other side, which I'll show you guys. Sorry, I'm trying to find an empty one real quick. So this supply rack and this side right here, this side is going to be the same exact side on the other side. So this storage rack right here, and then these 8 over here. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just trying to be fast because I really just don't want this video being too long and just being long. I really don't. So yeah, that side's going to be the same as that side. And then for the middle, what you're going to want to do is grab whatever one you want to do first. And it's going to go like this. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with a supply rack, which either rack doesn't matter. And then for the other one for back there it's gonna be just the last 5 pots, so it's, or last 8 pots, my bad. So this one, this one, this one, this one, that one, and a little bit of that one, this one with a storage rack right there. And yeah, guys, that is all the botanist. It should be pretty simple. It's symmetrical from each other, so I promise you guys the build's pretty easy. And yeah, off to the barn. Alrighty, guys, let's start off this barn build. We're gonna need 14 cauldrons, 14 lab ovens, 19 large storage racks, and 10 beds. So we're just gonna start by placing all our cauldrons along this wall right here. Just so there should be at least 6 across this wall and 8 along this wall. Forget to place one. Boom, boom. And then for the lab ovens, you're going to want to come a unit in from the pole just like that. And then just make sure you're placing all of them. Yeah, pretty much. And then for this last one, when you come over to the end right here, place the lab oven right here, just so they can walk through, just so they have open space. And then repeat it over here. Same exact thing. Boom, boom. And then what you're going to want to do is 2 storage racks right here, which I actually 2 storage racks right against the oven, my bad. And then 7 along here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 storage racks along here. And then you're gonna want a large one more. You're gonna need a large storage rack in between every cauldron, just so you can keep gasoline near them 24/7, just so you're not running back and forth or like anywhere. You can just fill all these cauldrons up with not cauldrons, all these large storage racks with gasoline, just so you can like grab a gasoline, fill it in here. And for the beds, all you're gonna want to do is, oh my bad, another storage rack right here just for another output catcher. I'm just moving way too fast, but yeah, so if you're bringing in a lot of product and those 2 storage racks aren't enough, you can have like extra leaf back here, or you can use like an extra Veeper, which I was doing. I had 2 Veepers out here. This is not my actual save, but I was running 2 Veepers at a time full of product from the warehouse to the barn. And then I would just have Veepers full, have that output full, and then just keep overflowing these racks full of product, and it would fill into the cauldrons. But let's go ahead onto the build. 2 beds right here, and then 1 bed right here, another bed with 2 beds across, and then a bed aligned right here with 2 beds like this, and then another bed, and then that's how you get 8 beds up here. But yeah, guys, that's the whole build for the barn. Let's head over to the routing. Let's get that all set up. Alrighty, guys, so we're gonna start by routing the barn. So what you guys want to do is for every cauldron that the oven is like across from, just destination. It's very simple, very straightforward, pretty easy. I'm probably gonna skip a little bit out of this video, so it will probably jump to another section of the video. So yeah. Alrighty, guys, so when you get all your cauldrons routed to your nearest oven, what you're gonna want to do is 2 ovens per rack, and then that's all you're gonna want to do. So this oven, these 2 to a rack, these 2, oh shit, these 2 to a rack, these 2 to a rack, and then those 2 to a rack, those 2 to a rack, and then those 2 to a rack. And then yeah, that is all the routing for the barn. So let's head over to the chemist and handlers, and yeah, let's get that started. Alrighty, guys, you're gonna need 7 chemists and 3 handlers for the barn. The chemist should be plain and simple on what you guys should route them to, which I'll just show you guys real quick. Each chemist is gonna get 2 cauldrons and 2 ovens. So 2 cauldrons, 2 ovens. Yeah, each chemist will get basically their own little station, like their own little station right here. So that's all for chemists. That should be pretty simple. But for handlers, you're gonna want to do, your closest one is moving product from this rack to this rack, and then he's gonna be moving from this rack to cauldrons, and then that's just gonna be the rest of your handlers from, yeah, basically just moving this product that you're gonna be storing all your leaf on, and just moving them all to the cauldrons. That's all you want them to do. So I'll just throw this little clip in here just to keep showing you guys what I'm doing. But yeah, it's pretty simple. Just set up all your handlers to make sure that the leaf that you're transporting from the warehouse gets transported into these cauldrons, not by you, but by your handlers, because that's what you pay them for. And yeah, guys, this is as much automated as I could for just 3 different setups to make one product. It's as automated as I can. It works fucking way too well for me to even describe. Like, just like, it just shits out product. Like, you won't stop. You're constantly moving product back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But yeah, guys, so just make sure that you're routing all your handlers to each of your cauldrons, and yeah, that should be all. I won't explain anymore, but let's head over to the bungalow, and that should be the video. Alrighty, guys, so for the bungalow, we're gonna need 8 mixer Mark IIs, 1 brick press, 15 large storage racks, and 5 beds. So we're just gonna start by placing 2 storage racks right at the start of this door, 2 mixers like this, 3 storage racks, mixer, and then a large rack like that, and then 2 mixers like this, 1 large storage rack outside of the outline right here, and then a mixer right here with a large storage rack, and then a mixer right here, and then a mixer right here. And then you're gonna want to do a large storage rack right here, a brick press right here, and then 4 more storage racks right here. And then you're gonna want to place your beds. You're gonna want to place 4 like that, 1 right there, and then you can have 1 right here if you want to. And then we can head over to routing, and let's get that all set up, y'all. Alrighty, guys, I'm just gonna show you where all the ingredient racks for the mixers go real quick. So this is gonna be 1, 2, and 3. So it's gonna be this rack, and then this rack, and then this is gonna be for 4, and then this is gonna be 5. This is gonna be 6, 7, 8. I just want to show you guys that real quick. I also signed them. I also made sure to, just so I know like the recipe I'm doing, so I can just look at the sign, order it on my delivery app, and just get a product to me. But yeah, I just want to throw this in for y'all. Alrighty, guys, so for the bungalow, you're gonna need 2 chemists and 3 handlers. We're just gonna jump right into the handlers. So you want to bring this first rack to this second rack, and then this second rack to the mixer, and then this rack to the first mixer, and then this rack to the second mixer, and then this third rack to the third mixer. And then you want to grab your other handler, and it's going to be this one, this large storage rack to this mixer, this large storage rack to this mixer, going to be this large storage rack to this mixer, this large storage rack to this mixer, and then this large storage rack to this mixer. And then for your last handler, what you're gonna need to do is pretty damn simple. It's just another rack to rack one. So your output for your brick press, which I will be going over here in a second, is gonna go right here. So you're gonna want to grab this rack to this rack, 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 this rack, to this rack. And then you will have one extra. So if you want, you could probably have another shelf right here or anything, but we'll just go over the mixer, like the mixer rotation real quick. So it's pretty simple. It's just gonna go over here. Make sure you do a threshold of 10, and then it's just gonna go in a straight line. I wanted it to be like that, so I just made sure to do it like that. That's how I prefer it. And yeah, guys, after I do that, that is pretty much the build. And make sure you set this destination to the brick press. And all right, guys, so yeah, that's the end of the last setup. All I gotta say is that this setup is insane. This 3-in-1 is just outrageous. It just all relies on you guys moving the product and making sure you're keeping ingredients stocked for your mixers and just all the supplies for the botanist. It does pay off. All that work really does pay off. This is probably the fastest way to get 10 million, as it just does not stop producing. But anyways, y'all, happy 420, happy Easter, happy growing marijuana.